Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Encountering Chinese channel, Chinese Festival Edition. Today, I'm going to introduce you to the traditional Chinese festival known as Laba Festival. Laba Festival, also known as the Dharma Day, Buddha's Enlightenment Festival, or Enlightenment Assembly, is celebrated on the 8th day of the 12th month in the lunar calendar, which typically falls in January of the Gregorian calendar. Originally observed as a Buddhist and Taoist festival, Laba Festival gradually extended to the general public over time. Laba Festival has a long history, dating back to the pre-Qin period when there were mentions of the 12th month and related sacrificial activities. The Book of Rites from the Western Han Dynasty recorded that in the 12th month of the lunar calendar, it was a time to gather all things for sacrificial offerings. The book Customs and Meanings elaborated that since the pre-Qin period, some regions would conduct sacrificial activities in the 12th month. The 12th month, also known as La month, is related to Li, as La is interchangeable with Li. Originally called Bala sacrifice or La ritual, the day of sacrifice is referred to as Na Ri. The exact date of Na Ri was not established in folk tradition until the Han Dynasty, when the 8th day of the 12th month was officially designated as Na Ri. On Na Ri, people would offer sacrifices to 5 deities residing in their homes: door god, hearth god, house god, kitchen god, and well god, praying for peace and prosperity in the coming year. However, during that time, aside from the sacrificial rituals, there were no additional customs associated with Laba Festival. Later, Buddhism was introduced to China from India. Monks in temples would hold solemn chanting ceremonies on holidays, offering porridge made from dried fruits and grains to Buddha and distributing it to believers. This porridge became known as Buddha's porridge or Laba porridge. Gradually, common people also began making porridge on Laba Festival using various grains and dried fruits, calling this porridge 8 treasure porridge. The name signifies both the consumption on the 8th day and the rough count of the diverse ingredients in the porridge. So why do Buddhist monks offer Laba porridge in front of Buddha? This is because according to Buddhist scriptures, the 8th day of the 12th month, Laba Festival, is the day when Buddha Shakyamuni attained enlightenment. Buddha Shakyamuni, originally named Siddhartha Gautama, was a prince of the ancient Indian kingdom of Kapilavastu. Living a carefree life in his youth, he witnessed the suffering of the common people due to aging, sickness, and death when he ventured out of the royal palace as an adult. Motivated to find a way to alleviate the suffering of humanity, he disregarded the opposition of his family and embarked on a rigorous path of self-cultivation. Despite his efforts, he felt that he had not achieved the perfect state. One day, Buddha Shakyamuni went alone to meditate by the banks of the Naranjana River. Exhausted and hungry, he collapsed under the Bodhi tree. At that moment, a kind shepherdess named Sujata happened to pass by. Concerned about his condition, she mixed rice, wild fruits, and milk from her belongings, cooked them into porridge, and fed it to the nearly lifeless Buddha. After consuming the porridge, Buddha gradually regained strength. Seated under the Bodhi tree, he entered deep contemplation, and a halo appeared around him. The heavens and the earth trembled, and deities came to praise him, declaring that he had attained enlightenment. People later revered him as Buddha Shakyamuni, meaning the awakened one, and this day became the 8th day of the 12th month. When Buddhism spread to China, the practice of offering and distributing Laba porridge on this day continued. Gradually, people also started offering this porridge in reverence to Buddha or as sacrifices to ancestors, seeking the benevolence of Buddha to ensure peace and prosperity in their homes and abundant harvests. In addition to this, what other legends are there about the Laba festival? The first legend is about red beans repelling ghosts. According to legend, in ancient times, there were 5 sage kings, namely Huangdi, Zhuangxu, Diku, Yao, and Shun. Among them, Zhuangxu had 3 sons who, after their deaths, turned into malevolent ghosts. These 3 evil spirits specialized in frightening children, particularly those with weaker constitutions, often causing them to fall ill. Every year on Laba festival, these malevolent ghosts would appear in the mortal realm. Although they feared nothing in heaven or on earth, they were terrified of red beans. Thus, the tradition of red beans repelling ghosts emerged. Over time, people started cooking red bean porridge on Laba festival, offering it to children as a blessing, wishing them a year free from illnesses and healthy growth. The second legend is in commemoration of the laborers who built the Great Wall. Legend has it that during the Qin dynasty, Emperor Qin Shi Huang ordered the construction of the Great Wall to defend against external threats. Countless commoners had to leave their homes and work at the construction site. These people were unable to return home for years, relying on their families to deliver food to the site. However, due to the long distances, many couldn't receive food in time, and eventually, some starved to death. On the 8th day of the 12th lunar month, those laborers who had run out of food came up with a solution. They pooled together whatever food they had managed to save, cooked it into a thin porridge, and shared it among themselves. This way, everyone could have a bowl. Unfortunately, due to the scarcity of food, many of these laborers still perished from hunger beneath the Great Wall. In memory of those who died while building the Great Wall, people cook Laba porridge every year on the 8th day of the 12th lunar month for offering or consumption. The third legend is related to the famous Song Dynasty general, Yu Fei. During the Southern Song Dynasty, there was a renowned military commander named Yu Fei. He was known for his courage, strategic brilliance, and outstanding military leadership. In one particular year, Yu Fei led his soldiers to resist the Jin invaders in Zhuxian town. It was a bitterly cold winter, and Yu Fei's soldiers, lacking sufficient clothing and provisions, had to endure hunger and cold. Despite these hardships, Yu Fei, as an excellent commander dedicated to protecting the people, earned the admiration of the locals. The residents cooked porridge in their homes and sent it to the military camp for the soldiers. This act greatly boosted the morale of the soldiers, and as a result, Yu Fei's army achieved a comprehensive victory in the battle. After Yu Fei's death, people, in order to commemorate his achievements, would cook Laba porridge on the 8th day of the 12th lunar month as a tribute to the memory of this legendary general. The fourth legend is about the first emperor of the Ming dynasty, Zhu Yuanzhang. Legend has it that at the end of the Yuan dynasty, Zhu Yuanzhang fell into great adversity and was imprisoned in a large prison, enduring immense suffering. It was on the 8th day of the 12th lunar month, during the bitterly cold weather, when he felt both cold and hungry. Observing what seemed to be some food in a mouse hole in the corner, He reached in and discovered red beans, rice, red dates, and similar items. Subsequently, Zhu Yuanzhang cooked these ingredients into a porridge, saving himself from starvation. Afterward, Zhu Yuanzhang successfully unified the country and became the emperor. In commemoration of that unique memory, he designated the 8th day of the 12th lunar month as a festival and officially established the Laba porridge that he made as a special dish for the occasion. The last legend tells of a very long time ago, when there was an elderly couple who led a diligent and prosperous life. However, throughout their entire lives, the couple remained childless. Unexpectedly, when the elderly couple reached the age of 50, they miraculously gave birth to a chubby baby boy. As their son was born on the 8th day of the 12th lunar month, the old couple decided to name him Laba. The elderly couple cherished their son deeply and fulfilled his every request. Laba, with his peculiar habits, would sprinkle urine into the cooking pot. His father would laugh and agree. The child used the method of tallying to count, and fearing that he might get tired, his mother gave him a broom, allowing him to tally many strokes at once. Over time, Laba developed a lazy and indulgent personality. After reaching adulthood, the parents married him off, thinking that a wife could help him change his bad habits. However, to their surprise, the daughter-in-law turned out to be just as lazy and willful as their son. With no other option, the elderly couple had to drive them out, hoping that this experience would encourage them to stand on their own feet. On the following year's 8th day of the 12th lunar month, while other families joyously prepared for the upcoming new year, the young couple found themselves without any rice. Despite that, they only swept the rice container at home, searched for leftover miscellaneous grains, quickly made a bowl of porridge, and then went to sleep. Due to the insufficient food, the two of them were both cold and hungry. It was only on the second day that people discovered the young couple frozen to death in their home. Learning from the tragedy of the Laba couple, people started making porridge every year on Laba to remind themselves of the value of diligence. It can be seen that the legends of Laba festival are related to Laba porridge, making eating Laba porridge on this day the most important tradition. Laba porridge, also known as Seven Treasure 5 Flavor Porridge, Buddha's porridge, everyone's meal, etc., is a porridge made from a variety of ingredients. In the book Wulin Zhou Shi by the Southern Song scholar Zhou Mi, it is mentioned, using walnuts, pine nuts, ruchin, persimmons, chestnuts, etc., to make porridge is called Laba porridge. In Yanjing Sui Shi Ji, it is described, as for Laba porridge, use yellow rice, white rice, river rice, millet, water chestnut rice, chestnuts, peeled date paste, etc., boil with water until cooked. Then, for decoration, add dyed red peach kernels, almonds, melon seeds, peanuts, hazelnuts, pine nuts, as well as white sugar, brown sugar, and various small grapes. It can be seen that Laba porridge does not have fixed ingredient requirements and can be made according to personal preferences. Over time, the taste of Laba porridge has become completely different in different regions. For example, in Beijing, up to 20 kinds of ingredients may be added to Laba porridge. In Gansu, a variety of grains and vegetables are used for boiling. In Shandong, Laba porridge is even divided into dried fruit porridge and meat porridge. However, in some regions of China where rice is not abundant, Other foods may be used as a substitute for laba porridge. For example, in Shaanxi, people make laba noodles on Laba Festival, with noodles as wide as garlic chives, served with a soup made from boiled red beans. In Shanghai, people make wheat kernel rice on this day, which is made with wheat kernels, accompanied by beef, mutton, and other seasonings. Wheat kernel rice is not only delicious but also in line with the local dietary characteristics. Interestingly, besides Laba porridge and offerings, other customs during Laba Festival are also related to food. The second custom is the making of Laba vinegar and Laba garlic. Laba vinegar and Laba garlic may appear as two different foods, but they are actually one. This custom is more common in the northern regions. On the day of Laba Festival, people prepare Laba garlic in a simple way. They peel the garlic cloves and place them in a clean jar, then fill it with vinegar, seal it, and store it in a cool place. Over time, the garlic turns into a vibrant green color, resembling gemstones, which looks beautiful. On the New Year's Eve, when eating dumplings, the marinated Laba garlic can be taken out. At this point, the spiciness of the garlic permeates into the vinegar, creating a harmonious blend of sour and sweet flavors. Pouring Laba vinegar over delicious dumplings enhances their taste. Taking a bite of the fresh and crisp Laba garlic is sure to bring more joy to your winter. The third custom is the making of Laba tofu. Laba tofu is mainly found in the southern regions of China, particularly in Anhui. This is influenced by the local climate. On this day, people use soybeans to make tofu, which is then coated with salt water and left to air dry under the mild sunlight. Shrimp is also added as an ingredient during the process. Generally, Laba tofu can be stored for up to 3 months without spoiling, making it convenient for consumption. Some households even carve beautiful patterns into the tofu, drizzle sesame oil, sprinkle green onions and garlic on top, turning it into a delicious and visually appealing cold dish when entertaining guests. The last tradition is eating ice. On the day before Laba Festival, people place water in steel basins outdoors to freeze. When Laba Festival arrives, they remove the ice from the basin and break it into small pieces. It is believed that the ice on Laba Festival is magical, and consuming it prevents stomach aches throughout the new year. However, I would advise against trying this tradition, as it is merely a legend. Moreover, if the water storage method is not hygienic, it might lead to stomach issues. On Laba Festival, are there any taboos for this day? The first taboo is that married women should not return to their parents' home on Laba Festival. There's an old saying. On Laba, if a married daughter eats her parents' rice, generations will suffer poverty. It implies that if a married daughter visits her parents and eats their food on Laba Festival, it will bring poverty to her in-laws. The second taboo is not to eat Laba porridge after noon. In ancient times, the preparation of Laba porridge was a lengthy and patient process, starting the night before the festival. To enhance the flavor, the porridge would be consumed the next morning, and some would be shared with neighbors. However, it was forbidden to eat it after noon. There's a saying. Early consumption of Laba porridge ensures an early harvest of crops in the coming year, symbolizing the anticipation of a prosperous year. The last taboo is moving or changing residence. Elderly people believe that in the last month of the year, Laba, the cold is intense. If one moves during this time, the cold will follow them to the new home, hindering the arrival of good luck. Moreover, in ancient times, lacking heating equipment, moving during the coldest month could lead to health issues due to excessive exertion and cold exposure. Whether it's legends, customs, or taboos, they all embody people's aspirations for a better life. Please listen with a rational perspective. Finally, let me recite a children's rhyme from the Eastern Jin dynasty about Laba festival. Little child, don't be greedy, after Laba comes the new year. Laba porridge, eat for a few days, dribble and dribble until the 23rd. Wishing everyone a healthy and joyful Laba festival. Alright, today's special program on Laba Festival concludes here. If you enjoy our channel, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Your comments and shares are greatly appreciated. See you in the next episode.